Every payday starts the same way. You check your bank account. There's relief. Finally. For a moment, it feels like you can breathe again. And then, a few days later, it's gone. No big splurges, no luxury purchases, no dramatic emergency that makes it make sense. Just vanished. And if you've ever stared at your balance and thought, I literally just got paid. How did I spend that much? Why does it feel like I'm running but not moving? You're not bad with money. You're not undisciplined. You're not broken. You're just playing the wrong game. Because the real problem isn't always your income. It's what happens in the first 72 hours after you get paid. And most people never notice that those first few days determine the entire month. The quiet panic nobody talks about. Here's the part people don't say out loud. When your money feels unpredictable, your brain goes into survival mode. You stop planning long term. You stop thinking about investments. You stop believing goals are realistic. And you start managing life like it's a constant emergency, moving money around, delaying bills, hoping the timing works out, swiping now and worrying later, promising yourself you'll fix it next month. That cycle creates stress even when you're technically doing okay. I've talked to people making $50,000 a year. I've talked to people making $500,000 a year. And it's honestly wild how many of them feel the same, behind, confused, slightly ashamed. Not because they're irresponsible, but because their money has no system. And without a system, money defaults to chaos. Today, I'm going to show you a simple paycheck framework that flips everything around. So your goals get funded automatically, your bills stop stressing you out, and spending finally becomes guilt-free. No extreme budgeting, no apps you abandon in 2 weeks, no just stop buying coffee nonsense. This is about playing offense with your money, not constantly reacting. The real mistake most people make. Most people believe saving money requires discipline. That you have to be good, resist temptation, stay motivated forever. That's backwards. You don't try to brush your teeth every morning. You don't rely on motivation to breathe. You don't have a monthly emotional debate about whether you'll wear a seatbelt. You set up systems. Money works the same way. When people struggle financially, it's rarely because they don't want better outcomes. It's because they relied on willpower instead of structure. So we're going to build structure, starting with one mindset shift. Your checking account is not a storage container. It's a sorting hub. Everything flows in. Then it gets directed automatically to where it belongs. If you do this right, you don't need to constantly track. You don't need to constantly stress. You don't need to be perfect.
Step 1. Build the pipeline. Before anything else, your accounts need to talk to each other. That means your paycheck deposits automatically. Retirement contributions happen before you touch the money. Savings gets funded without asking permission. Bills get paid whether you remember them or not. This isn't about being strict. It's about removing friction. Because the truth is, most financial problems are not math problems. They're timing problems and behavior problems. You can fix both with design. So here's the setup. One main checking account becomes the hub. Everything lands there. Then money flows out into a few clear buckets. Retirement investing through your employer plan if you have one, emergency savings, goal savings, vacations, down payment, future purchases, investing beyond retirement like an IRA or brokerage, bill payments, everyday spending. And the magic is each account has a job, not 10 jobs, one job. People get overwhelmed when every account is doing everything. Simplicity is not just nice, it's protective. A quick practical note that changes everything. If a bill can be paid with a credit card responsibly and you're paying it off in full each month, that can make life easier. Points or cash back, stronger fraud protection, cleaner tracking, fewer random withdrawals from checking. But if you're currently carrying credit card debt, the goal is different. You still automate, but you automate your way out. Not by pretending the debt isn't there, not by paying the minimum and hoping. We'll come back to this. Step 2. Control timing, not behavior. Here's where most systems break. People set random transfer dates. Bills hit whenever they feel like it. Paydays don't line up. And then every month becomes this juggling act. Okay, rent on the 1st, credit card on the 12th, insurance on the 19th, phone bill on the 27th, and I get paid when again? That's not budgeting, that's surviving. So instead, you pick a rhythm. The goal is simple. Money moves after it arrives, but before you can accidentally spend it. A lot of people miss this. They wait until the end of the month to see what's left. But nothing is left, because spending expands to fill whatever is available. Not because you're weak, because you're human. So here's what works. Payday hits, you wait 1 to 3 days for safety. Then the system distributes money automatically. And you keep a small buffer in checking at first, something like a few $100s, just as training wheels. Not forever, just long enough for the system to stabilize. Once everything runs smoothly for a couple cycles, you can reduce that buffer. The underrated superpower aligning bill dates. This is not glamorous, but it's life-changing. Move your bill due dates closer together. Most companies let you shift due dates online or with a quick request. Yes, the first month might be weird. Yes, you might get a partial billing cycle. But once it's set, your month stops feeling like financial whiplash. Suddenly, you're not thinking about bills all month long. You handle them in one season of the month, then you move on. And your brain relaxes. That matters more than most people realize. The small transfer rule that builds confidence. Here's the trap. People try to overhaul everything at once. They set huge goals they can't sustain. Then life happens, then the plan collapses, and they conclude they're bad with money. So instead, start small on purpose. Even $10 or $25 per paycheck into savings is enough at first. Not because that number changes your life instantly, but because it proves a principle. This works without willpower. And once you see it working, it becomes easy to scale up. You turn the dial slowly instead of yanking it and snapping it off.
Step 3. What if your income isn't predictable? Freelancers, contractors, commission earners, business owners. If your income fluctuates, you don't need a different philosophy. You need a buffer. A buffer turns unpredictable income into predictable life. Not a luxury fund, not an investment account, a stability fund. Here's the idea. You pick a monthly baseline number, what it costs to run your life. Housing, utilities, groceries, transportation, minimum debt payments, insurance. The boring survival stuff. Then you build a buffer of several months of that baseline. That buffer becomes your shock absorber. Good months, refill it. Slow months, draw from it. And instead of living at the mercy of timing, you're steady. This is how adults build financial peace. Not by never having slow months, by being prepared for them. A moment of honesty. This step can feel intimidating because buffers take time. But here's what people don't see. You don't need the full buffer to feel better. Even building the first chunk, your first mini buffer, creates breathing room. Your first $500, your first $1,000, your first month covered. Progress creates relief. Relief creates better decisions. Better decisions create momentum. Momentum changes your life. The biggest myth about control. Many people avoid automation because they want to feel in control. They say, I like to monitor everything. I like knowing where my money goes. Okay, fair. But ask yourself honestly, has manual control made you wealthier, less stressed, more consistent? Or has it created a false sense of control while you still feel behind? Real control comes from designing systems you trust, not hovering over every transaction. Automation doesn't remove awareness, it removes anxiety. You still review, you still adjust, but you stop micromanaging, and that mental freedom is priceless. What a rich life actually looks like. A rich life isn't spreadsheets and sacrifice forever. It's bills paid quietly in the background, savings growing without effort, investments compounding patiently, spending that doesn't come with guilt. It's ordering dinner without checking your balance first, booking a trip you planned for months ago, buying something nice because you decided to, not because you gave up and said whatever. It's sleeping better because nothing is slipping through the cracks. That's what a good system gives you. Not overnight wealth, not unrealistic promises, just calm, steady progress, month after month. The moment everything changes. At some point, something unexpected happens. Your emergency fund hits a milestone. Your credit card balance stops creeping up. You realize you haven't felt panic in weeks. And you notice something subtle. You're not thinking about money all the time anymore because you're not constantly reacting. That's when your brain comes back online. You start planning again, thinking long-term again, believing goals are possible again. And the shift is powerful. Money isn't controlling you anymore. You're directing it. Final thought. Your paycheck isn't disappearing. It's just being pulled in too many directions at once without your permission. Once you give every dollar a job before it arrives, money stops feeling slippery and starts feeling supportive. Set the system once, let it run quietly. Adjust as life changes, and focus your energy on living, not juggling. Because the goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is to build a life where your finances support you instead of constantly demanding attention. And that's completely possible. Starting this month. Starting with your next paycheck.